So I see the positive in LinkedIn. It's great that this AI chatbot is built as a job seeker coach. Um, you know, companies have been rolling out stuff like these type of AI tools for a while, but as in this article, we put, okay, while this tool is great, they're using their AI tools to cut positions in its own engineering department.
Yes, and you can write code with it.
Yes.
There's one thing we haven't brought up, and it's an angle that a lot of upper management is worried about, is this information is out there, which means that if you have the highest bidder, they can buy the information of the best employees.
Right.
Exactly. Without your permission.
So they can have access and know the hot buttons on how maybe to get them employed. And it's there's so much turnover in companies. It's massive.
Yeah.
And if you can somehow figure out the people that will stay in the right environment, then they also sell that information, that you have your personal information, to all kinds of other companies. It's pretty intense. Now they'll go, that doesn't happen.
Ted, post Rick's comment, please. Put that on the screen.
I was just getting ready to. Like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. Depends on the user.
That's it right there.
Or depends. Yeah,
you could do a 3-hour show here, Ted.
Provider.
If you had this on LinkedIn and you had the right crowd, this could be a bloodbath for 3 hours.
Yes,
right. Crazy.
Yes, it could.
I've been in those rooms and where we had to go on to another subject, and I was doing stuff like, why don't we talk about what we're grateful for? And they're like,
I want to throw this out there. Carmen actually had somebody on her show elaborating on this a couple of months ago.
Yes.
He broke it down pretty well. He said it was going to be there. The original purpose behind them is fine. It's how they're being created ever since. As with anything we create, you have a good intention, but people manipulate it and twist it. That's the only controversy, I guess. I understand its benefits.
Tony, you want to read Rich's comment?
Sure. IBM Enterprise AI Venture Fund will invest in current and future AI leaders that are helping businesses around the world realize the potential of AI for business. Rich, that is the absolute truth. There is an absolute potential for business, for the business world.
Yeah.
They cut costs exponentially with AI. I understand that fully.
Yes.
So they're using these tools to reaccelerate revenue growth.
Yes.
Because I don't know if we've all noticed, but when we see in America, we see Jerome Powell jump on TV and talk about raising interest rates 3/4 of a point, 3/4 of a point, 1/4 of a point. Okay, we're going to hold steady. It's talking about how it deals with the fact that we've had 8 straight quarters of deceleration.
Increased interest rates, yes.
But it's all over the world. It's not.
Agreed.
And it's really insanely bad in Canada. It's getting to a point now where people can't afford their mortgages. They can't afford the payments.
Right.
They're in debt to their eyeballs. Credit card companies love to have a balance where you're kind of floating, but you're not paying anything off. You're just paying interest.
You're just paying interest.
That's what they love. That's what.
And they're hitting you with 29%, upwards of 29% per month.
That's crazy.
Of interest.
That's crazy. Depending on the card.
Fine print, people.
Yeah. I have a card that if you pay it within 2 weeks, they give you money back. I've never paid a late pay, but I'm not in the boat that most people are in.
But that's incentive. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say the card that you have that has those type of incentives isn't given out worldwide, or maybe it is because a lot of people charge and then they don't pay back, and then they get caught up in that finance game.
You know what they're trying to do with me now, Ted? Every month,
what are they trying to do?
They're trying to raise my limit.
Of course.
So I get to a point where it's uncomfortable for me to pay.
Yes.
but I have it at a limit that is comfortable. And they've been doing this now about 3 years. But that's what they want. They don't want you to pay every month. There's no money in that.
Right. No, there's no money.
They
They
don't want you
can't pull
paying a
any money
full.
out of your pocket.
Where
Fireman Rich says, for Michael, it's happening in Canada because you can't use a Canadian quarter and a snake vending machine.
Yes, more voodoo talk from Fireman Rich. It's beautiful. Oh yeah.
Enough of the heavy talk. It's Bell Kings fantasy football time.
Yay. Yay.
For the record, before we start, I do want to throw this out there. Have you finished asking Brian those questions? Because I think there were 2 more you're supposed to ask him.
Oh, last night.
Yes.
The GOP.
Yes.
Oh, I apologize.
You've given me time, so I want to make sure he gets his, honestly.
Yes.
Brian, your thought on last night's debate. I mean, we know what caught the soundbite, but as being someone that leans center right, who made a mark with you last night?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Okay.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, yeah, the one you told us about. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I really do like his ideas. I do like it that he's straight to the point. There's no sidestepping, no tiptoeing around.
Wrong person.
I mean, he's just he's a fresh face. And we need a fresh face. I mean, me personally, I'm tired of seeing an old geezer up there. I mean, I know there's the Donald Trump loyalists, and then yes, I do understand. I do wholeheartedly do, but I need a fresh face. DeSantis, I could tolerate DeSantis, but not on my voting board.
Do you
Nikki,
think he's losing ground, Brian?
Trump?
Ron
DeSantis?
Yes.
Yeah, he's losing
Out
ground.
his mouth is Trump. He can't help it. Go ahead, man.
No. Trump is up there, but DeSantis, yeah,
Brian,
I think he's
can I
slowly.
ask you a question about politics?
Sure.
It's okay. And this is something that I find very puzzling. We have in power people that are in their 70s, and yet the normal population, they want you to retire at 65.
I'm all on board with that.
And yet we are letting people who don't necessarily have all their mental faculties together. And yes, you know what? I would have loved to have Trump in 84.
Mike, I'll give you 88. I'll give you 88, 92.
When everybody was begging him to be president.
Yes, they were.
Word.
But no, I mean, I know Trump is a front runner. It's obvious, but DeSantis is losing momentum. Tim Scott. I mean,
But Brian, why is Trump the front runner in your estimation? Why?
Because he pretty much, with the rest of America, he resonates. I mean, I know there's some that hate his guts which they have no reason to. Which I want to ask that question. It's like, for those that hate his guts, other than what you hear on the media, social media, what's the really reason? Do you guys really do a deep dive on why y'all hate Trump? Or y'all just going by like bandwagon? I think it's more bandwagon than anything. However, like Tim Scott and Nikki Haley, they're like yo-yo politicians to me. Like, on some things, I'm like, okay, cool. But then other stuff, I'm like, no, you lost me. But Nikki Haley just bores me. Chris Christie just really is a boring dude.
I think Christie's done.
Chris Christie's more of a yes man.
Been done, man.
He's done. He's done.
Yeah, Chris Christie's a yes man. Tim Scott, he has some good ideas, yes, but I think in due time he'll fold.
Do you think anybody can turn this around, though? Like any human being, can they turn this around?
There's no trust or faith in any other politician besides Biden and Trump.
And more likely,
let's just stop all this right now.
and
I can't help it no more.
everybody.
There's no Democrat than Biden. They don't have a stronger Democrat than him, and people tired of his ass.
Yeah.
There's no stronger Republican than Trump, and they don't even want him. We are screwed.
Basically,
Biden most of the time looks like he needs a nap. He does. I'm sorry. He
or his
looks
diaper changed.
Mike, we're trying not to get this man flagged because we will go in on this, and you ain't. I'm trying to keep Brian.
No, I'm not saying anything.
But the more you act,
I'm not saying anything.
The deeper he's going to go. And Mike, you don't know what you're doing. You've been out the loop for me. Let me tell you something. Don't get Brian started.
Is that bad? No. He looks tired. He looks tired to me. I don't think that's enough.
He always looks tired.
He
looks tired. He's old.
You get Brian started.
Brian, Mike, I want to thank you for that topic. And it's time for Bell Kings Fantasy Football.
Oh man.
Like Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, we ran out of time.
I got a 3-day weekend. I will give Brian 2 hours and let him
Republican, Democrats, Trump, and Biden.
Exactly.
Oh man.
See you over there.
But I'm trying to get the why.
Mike, we have told you the why 4 years ago. You stirring the pot.
I'm not stirring the pot. I don't understand the logic of it.
Okay, Ted, give me 2 minutes, please. Give me 2 minutes, please. The thing with Trump,
I'm being real. I'm trying to figure out why.
Trump is trying to change the way politics has been ran in the United States. They don't like it. Biden will actually play the game of traditional politics. That's why he's in office. That's it.
Yes.
All jokes aside, not being crazy, whatever. That's it.
Yep.
The other politicians coming in don't know the game the way those two do.
Yep.
And I'm giving all of you everything in a nutshell. Biden is old school politics. Trump is to change the politics.
And we got a great
we all need
football games coming up, folks.
I need a young freshman.
I'm done. Okay, let's go to football. Let's go.
Chicago won. Chicago won by 3 points.
I did pick 3 points. I did pick Chicago. Let's go, Ted. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
2 minutes is up.
I can't believe it.
Here we go.
Just got the man flagged a couple weeks ago, and y'all still gonna ask this shit. Let's keep
it. See what I said last week? I said Mixon and Higgins were gonna be key factors in that game. Who showed up?
Hey, Jamar Chase did too. Don't be fooled.
Don't get flagged.
Higgins had the most yardage.
He did. Jamar Chase is one of the catches he had. He ain't lost to Cincinnati's back.
That's what it is, because they knew they were gonna double up Jamar Chase.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what was gonna happen.
He's still hurt, isn't he, right now?
Yeah.
He's hurt. He's got a back problem.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What does it take after looking at this upcoming week's football slate of national games?
Mm-hmm.
So we had, I don't know, I didn't watch tonight's game.
Mm-hmm.
Protest.
We had Sunday's night football with the Jets and the Raiders. We have Monday, the Bills and the Broncos. And granted, these could become great games, instant classics. What does it take? We know that after week 5, the NFL is able to flex out specific games.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on the hesitation? And don't say it's about the fans, because it's not about the fans, because I can tell you stories of when I've gone to games and they've been flexed from, one specific hour to another one,
Mm-hmm.
From the early hour to a late hour.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But what is it this year? I mean, I know that Fox being like a NFC brand and CBS being an AFC brand, what is it? What is the hesitation with the flexing of games? Is it too early? Is it?
It's too early.
It's too early?
It's too early. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. You're starting to see patterns. That the sad truth is, though, most of the teams that are doing well are the teams that you thought would do well at the beginning. It hasn't really fluctuated that much. There's no huge change. Like if you look at the top 6 teams, they were the top 6 teams. We thought, go ahead.
The Texans are the biggest change in the season this year. Nobody expected them to be where they are except for the preseason games.
Well, yeah,
And
but that was the best choice, though.
Same with the
right?
Lions. Same with the
the
Lions.
Lions are doing what people want, and they was expecting with their roster. So
Yeah.
they're good. The Texans, I think, are the biggest surprise. I think we talked about this too. They might be the biggest surprise this season.
Yeah, because
Oh my
with
God.
the additions of CJ Stroud
Oh,
and,
he's the
and
man.
linebacker, yeah, CJ Stroud
Wow.
after last week's game, that right there is a first ballot for Rookie of the Year,
Yes,
hands
he is.
down.
Yeah,
Yes,
and I talked about this on the show, and people said it was a little early, and that was before the game for him. But he was supposed to be not mentally. I got to be nice.
His football IQ, they were questioning his football IQ.
They were questioning his IQ. Sorry.
So,
which is really disgusting if you think about, and you know what that is.
So
Disrespectful.
what was it, like the Wonderlic test?
No, it wasn't the Wonderlic. God, I love that title. It wasn't that one. It was a different one. But the we're going to start a new series called that. Yeah.
Fireman Rich is talking about Jacksonville. He brought that up. Brian has been right about Jacksonville so far.
Girl named Toby is correct.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift owns the NFL.
She does. She does.
Came out.
You're shaking your head, Tim, but they got an audience they would have never got.
Yeah.
They have sponsors now they would have never had.
They
put the Kelsey family on the map.
superstardom.
It's he was it's
So-
Jason, right? Jason Kelsey was
Mike, I have
considered.
one question for you.
Go ahead.
Question is,
About my sanity? Okay.
no.
Okay.
It's about the NFL and about the merger with Taylor Swift Inc. Is the NFL selling any more pink NFL jerseys
Jesus.
prior to the merger with Taylor Swift Inc.
I-
during Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
That's what I was going to add. Okay. I was going to add that.
I don't know the statistical evidence of that, but I can tell you this about her. There is no amount of money that you could throw in advertising that will give you the instant pull that she has. Like you
Right.
have individuals that can't stand football. They're watching it in hopes to see her in the stands. You have people in the stands spending the whole game looking to see her in the press box, not watching the game.
So
Yeah.
the whole thing is with this sport and even with college football, the celebrity is bringing in their money. I'll give you Deion Sanders with Colorado. We got Taylor Swift with the NFL.
Yeah.
The celebrities bring money to the sport because they got to find a new way to gain revenue.
But
All right.
they have all these women that don't know the rules of the game.
They're gonna learn
They're
for the
Say-
sake of Taylor Swift.
but here's the question I want to ask
Go
you
ahead, go
guys.
ahead.
Is are they going to get married, do you think?
No,
Let me finish this season. Don't start that craziness.
Yeah.
no.
And is Ted going to
Travis
be the best man? That's what
Kelsey was asked about the relationship. He's not speaking on it, so I'm gonna leave it alone myself out of respect.
And
for
he
him.
shouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Whose business is that?
I think, and Mike asked me this earlier on his broadcast, which game would draw the most attention to me? I'm going to go with the Lions and the Chargers game. It's probably going to be the best game this weekend, as of right now.
Lions
do
and Chargers.
you know what game I'm excited to see? And I think Mr. B will too, because he likes violence, is the Ravens and the Browns.
Oh, the Ravens
Yeah,
and
it's going to
Browns.
be hard.
Wow.
Toby,
Yeah.
and I have to agree right now. She looks like the smartest businesswoman in the world. She does look like that. I would have to agree.
That's gonna be a hard
He's a
hit.
billionaire now.
The Browns are gonna it's gonna be dirty.
The top three, I'll say, yeah, Browns, Ravens, probably the 49ers, Jaguars, and the Texans, Bengals.
I talked about the Jaguars at the beginning of the season, and people were saying to me, Michael, please step away from the pipe.
I kind of told Brian that too.
Yeah, you need to step away from the pipe.
And Mike, we talked about that on your show too. There were better teams in their conference alone, as far as Jacksonville. because I can't put
But
Jacksonville above Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, and right now Miami.
Brian, what the hell is wrong with the Chargers?
I wish I knew, but if they keep running the ball, I am good because I need the points with Austin Eckler.
This dude.
But you guys love to, you guys trash talk the Commanders, but they
No, I did not.
I had to toss Higbee away, man. I picked up the Commanders tight end because
Logan Thomas, Sam Howell.
my boy Higbee from the Chargers, he's not doing it, man.
Sam
last
Howell on another team would be a superstar.
Who?
Sam Howell.
Ted, you got that in the comments?
yeah, I'm gonna grab the comments. I do
Gotcha.
have, before you answer that Sam Howell question, Mr. B. These top 3 games, I was told they're in the 1 o'clock window.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and I could be wrong, but and I'll know more for next week, or excuse me, we'll know more for Sunday for Bell Kings. If your game is in the 1 o'clock window, you can't be flexed to Sunday Night Football. But if you're in the 4 o'clock window, I think you can be flexed. Does that make sense, or am I just like, are you guys like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyone have any knowledge on that? On how the flex works?
Not pertaining to football, no. But I know about the flex. Yeah.
Sometimes like it depends, I guess, on what game they kind of.
I'm not sure what you mean by flex because all I could think of is all the teams are getting airtime.
Okay.
That's all I can think. All the teams. I talked about this last season. They're making sure every team gets the same spotlight instead of the same team getting it all the time, because that's how you got a whole bunch of Steelers and Cowboys fans. It was always primetime football.
You know, the one thing that's a little disturbing with our broadcast that we're not talking about, how good the defenses are this year.
Yes.
How good the defenses are.
Sure.
Like shockingly good. Even New York, okay, the Jets, shockingly good defense.
The defense has been good for years. They just haven't been getting the
Steelers defense, shockingly good. Right?
Steelers defense improved, yes.
The Browns,
Eagles.
shockingly good defense.
And that will be Glick's world. Glick, I think you talked about that last season, something about their defense. I forgot whether you had a problem with it or you were good with it, but I remember we speaking on it before.
Kansas City, if it wasn't for the defense this year, they would be up Schitt's Creek.
And we spoke about that a couple weeks ago. They had to improve. They had to catch up with the offense.
They don't have enough weapons. I've been saying that since the beginning. The KC
defense?
No, not defense.
Offensively, yeah.
Offensively, they're very B grade. I'm sorry.
They're kind of weak. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
They're B grade.
Mike has a point.
Hey, I'm gonna get these comments in.
No, Michael has a point.
Fireman Rich says the love story between the NFL and Taylor Swift may be ending. A poll by American Survey, powered by What If Media, polled 16,000 random people living in the United States last week. The results show that nearly 90% of NFL fans polled want to see less coverage of the relationship between Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs tight end.
There ain't enough people.
Kelce.
There ain't enough people.
Yeah.
The group's results say it's not just men who want the cameras to stay focused on what's happening on the football field. The data shows there is only a 1% difference between men and women who report Taylor fatigue.
Because they want to see the game.
I love that term, guys. Isn't that a great term?
Taylor fatigue.
Taylor fatigue.
I got fatigue from the Taylor.
That's only because the women trying to see themselves. They want to look at the dudes. They don't want to look at her.
So, and I don't want to steal your show, but I'm just really curious in the room because I value your opinions. Not today. I'm too tired. I've already had 3 shows today. Too tired. I'm too tired. Yeah, on a normal night, yes, but not tonight. I'm just curious why this year, more than I can ever remember, there is such an insanely amount of good defensive teams to the point where it's becoming lower scoring games. And the other thing that's really strange that you're not talking with someone, I'm going to call Casey, and I don't mean the Sunshine Band. Casey right now has the same problem Miami has. They're doing really well with teams that are under 500.
I've been hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But if they play any team that's above 500,
it's a
they're
loss.
really tight.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle. There's very few points, and it's becoming more and more of a kicker game. And the teams that don't, like, in interceptions, right, and run backs, and like, God, some of those guys are fast. Those little dudes. I'm putting Ted into a coma of boredom. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
No, it's not. Because I immediately thought about, remember before this explosion happened, let's say like 10 years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, when a quarterback, his numbers for the season would be 29 touchdowns. And this is over a 14 or 16 game season.
Oh, I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, where did that go?
Where did that go? 29 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. And they're like, he had an MVP season. And then all of a sudden, these guys, the defenses got more lax, more zone, more this, more RPOs. And it became, hey, throwing 50 touchdowns is the thing.
I'm going to ask
throwing
Brian.
for 5,000 yards is the thing.
Brian, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, Brian. And the running backs now, they're fast, right? They're as fast as they've ever been.
Yes.
But the linemen now, I think, are faster and more athletic than they were 10 years ago.
The offensive line now, they're now catching on what the defensive line has been doing the last few years. Because remember how back in the 80s when we're all growing up, like you got guys that are just really big boulders, and then sort of like in the mid to late 90s,
Are you talking like power backs? Is that what you mean? Like
no, like the offensive linemen, how these guys are like big,
right,
burly, like big boulder men.
Mm-hmm.
And now and the same thing on the defensive side. So basically you have a wall on each side, but now I think if I remember correctly, then you had guys like who I idolized when I played football was John Randall,
Mm-hmm.
who was a stocky juggernaut kind of guy, but he came in and busted her. Yeah. So when his guys like his size started coming up being like defensive line and they saw how effective they were, strength, agility, size, and that's when more and more start catching up. Then you start getting guys like JJ Watt, Julius Peppers, all the other defensive lines that are like bodybuilder type guys, being on the line, and now like the offensive line, like they're getting stronger and stronger, and now they're starting to become like juggernaut bodies versus big boulders, where they get like 5 steps and they're out of breath.
Can we do, Ted, before we go so you don't fall asleep? Can we do like a little speed round? And can we do a little speed round?
Speed round of what?
I'm going to say a team. I want everybody to just say 3 or 4 words about that team. Can you do that without going? Is that possible? That we can all just...
Yeah,
okay, here we go.
Why not?
Okay, Dolphins.
Must watch.
Biggest threat in the AFC right now.
Chiefs.
Currently a fraud.
Okay, can we keep it to like 5 seconds each? We're gonna
versatile.
Can you let us answer?
5 seconds. You get 5 seconds.
Versatile. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 words of each. That's it. Can you do that?
Yeah,
you did it.
No, you didn't. You just told me he needed more time.
You said Kansas City Chiefs.
I think this is more entertaining than the topic. Okay, here we go.
I said currently a fraud.
You are good. Chiefs.
Slowly declining.
Team to beat.
Has been team.
They getting by.
On a governor, not fully doing their job right now. Okay, how about the Ravens? Oh, I like them. Ravens.
Powerhouse hitters.
Need to win
Upstart
more.
team.
Need to win more playoff games.
Old school mentality.
The Lamar Jackson show.
Underrated asset. Okay, here we go. Next, Steelers.
Don't trust them yet.
Me neither.
Slowly on the climb, but not very far.
Let's go pick it.
If I was to guess a team that would probably watch the Slap Awards, it would be the Steelers. Okay. Next is Bengals.
Super Bowl contender.
Joe Burrow is awesome.
Back on
Wild
track.
card.
Back on track.
Wild card.
Ooh, Dallas Cowboys.
On the come up.
Pretenders.
On the
And
come
I
up for a
quote
while.
Stephen A. Smith, accident waiting to happen.
Mr. B.
Wait and see. Just wait and see. That's all I'm saying. Wait and see.
Dak Prescott has to go. Okay.
Oh, damn.
Colts.
On the come
On
up.
to next year.
Over 500.
Brian.
Think we lost Brian.
Watchful eye.
Oh, there we go.
No, I had to think.
Mr. B.
I'm going to say quite improved. Quite improved.
Okay. Raiders.
Don't trust him.
Fired up organization.
A mess.
Brian.
We have a mess in the kitchens. Please send Gordon Ramsay.
I'm going to say players have too much power. Broncos.
Russell
Rebuild.
Wilson Inc.
Rebuild.
Oh, man.
I have to agree with rebuild.
Okay.
Broncos, let's ride.
Honestly, what I think, 2 or 3 pieces away from being good again.
That's fair. That's fair.
2 or
Yeah.
3 pieces. That's it.
That's fair.
Texans.
Surprise of the season.
On the rise.
Surprise of the season.
Yeah.
Love what I see.
MVP.
Stroud,
CJ
baby.
Stroud.
Rookie MVP for
Yeah,
sure.
on the rise for sure. On the rise.
Okay. Jets.
Same old Jets.
I stand by what I said before the season started.
Which was?
I'll be surprised if they maintain 500.
Same old Jets.
Eagles.
Hold
NFC
on.
standard. NFC standard. Go ahead, JoJo.
I'm going to say something about the Jets. I think they have an improved defense.
Yes.
You got to work the offense.
Mhm.
Quarterback help.
Yeah.
Eagles, Super Bowl bound.
Plateau.
I like that, Brian. I like that.
Ministry.
Injury prone. 49ers.
Ah, boy.
Super Bowl
Decline.
contender.
Brian.
Decline. On the decline.
Ted.
Overachievers.
I'll say contenders.
Misunderstood. That's what I think. They're very misunderstood. Commanders.
On the rise.
Blah.
Troubled children.
Work in progress.
Disrespected. Lions.
Surprised.
Gotta win a playoff game.
Fun to watch.
Yeah.
On the incline.
Vikings. What a story. Holy
On
shit.
the decline.
Disagree. Totally.
Plateau.
Totally disagree.
Rich said the
I
Commanders
think-
need Riggins back.
When it comes to the Vikings,
I think Dobbs is going to do great things. I really
they're
do.
there. They're there.
They're another team that are missing just a couple pieces.
Yeah.
They just got rid of him.
Thielen, Dalvin Cook.
And now Kirk
The
Cousins
tight-
is hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do one more team, and we'll call it a day, and we'll let Ted go for some deep sleep and talk to the Angels, and I don't mean Charlie's. Okay,
We miss Cousins. Yep.
Seahawks.
Not looking good.
Wild card.
Not looking good at all.
Well coached.
Yeah.
Legion of Boomless.
Ooh, well said. Okay, can
Bruised.
we do gratitude?
Bruised.
Or can I do one more? Actually, is
Damn
that
it,
okay?
Mike. What is
I'm gonna say bruised. For Seahawks, we bruised, man.
Just one more.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Buccaneers.
not what they used to be?
Ah,
Actually, you know what? Let me take that back. No Super Bowl this year.
TB 12less.
let Evans leave.
Wow.
Baker Mayfield.
Join the XFL.
Not a believer.
Damn, Brian.
What he said?
He said join the XFL.
Join the XFL.
So where do we go from here, Ted?
I think we covered everyone's topics. Everyone's was we talked. We pulled down Belt Kings, and we
Good
are
stuff,
getting
Mike. I
ready
know that was
to.
good stuff, though, for real. That was.
We're getting ready to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can,
one
can
more
I do a
thing.
little gratitude here for Tony for what he did earlier? Just
Sure.
talking about the connectivity of all of us and how we all work together. You know,
Of course.
even in in this room, Mr. B, I know has deep love for me, but isn't sharing it, and that's okay. And I reciprocate that love, Mr. B, and Brian just I think hides from me, but that's okay.
What?
What?
Well, I've been busy. I know. I agree to things. I'm starting to become a Blue Falcon.
Yeah, this guy's cracking me up for real.
Yeah, don't call me a Blue Falcon.
So wait. So explain before we go any further. What happened between Brian and Mike? Like, did Brian not show up for a show or something like that? Or
He was no show Brian.
I agreed.
Oh.
Yeah, I agreed. I agreed to come on Tuesday night, and I got off of work late. And when I got off of work late,
Random Rick, how you doing?
My brain went to mashed potatoes, and I completely forgot.
Listen, if you fell in love and met a girl, I understand. Like if you fell in love and you met a girl, I get it. I get it.
So, okay. I don't know where we go from there.
Well, now that it is, I guess it's 12 for the 3-year time. Tomorrow, well, Friday, ladies and gentlemen,
There we
say
go.
thank you to a veteran.
Yes.
Because it's Veterans
Thank you, Tony
Day.
D. Thank you, Iron Man Rich.
Oh, yeah, veterans. Happy Veterans Day.
And then also, too, it is the United States Marine Corps' 248th birthday.
Right.
So, salute to all the brothers and sisters in uniform.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Tony,
Navy,
thank you for your service.
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and now the Space Force. Straight up. Straight up.
Fireman Rich, I'm guessing he's going to do a special broadcast on Friday for Veterans Day.
Fireman
We
Rich
don't know.
will be
We
up
won't
for 2
hold him
hours
to it.
tomorrow.
But
Y'all set y'all long. He's gonna be up for 2 hours tomorrow. Watch.
yes.
So Ted, where do you get the fortitude, the strength to keep doing what you're doing? Like, you've been doing this for a long time. You've been on YouTube for a long time doing
I
this.
enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy this. I enjoy the whether it's solo or the togetherness. I just enjoy it. It's just for me, unlike with others, and I've explained this before many times, this is a hobby for me. I like to do it. So
I
I'm not
share those same
looking for
I really
the
do. I share
two
that sentiment.
the $2 billion contract or stuff comes in ebbs and flows, but I like to do it. And it's like, yeah, this is fun.
It's a release,
This is
Yes.
recreation.
and it's
This
a
is
form of
hobby.
community for you.
This is
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, and that's how we kind of well, I kind of look at it.
Mhm.
And like I said, I appreciate everyone that comes on here
Yeah.
and does this because they don't have to.
Yeah.
But and we enjoy the interaction and laughing and not taking ourselves too seriously.
Yeah.
And knowing that, hey, we're going to be analysts and we're going to talk about technology, or we're going to talk about kids, and we're going to talk about this, this situation that happened, or that culture
Yeah.
situation that happened, and not take yourself too serious and get all worked up and, carrying on and cursing out someone and stuff like that. I'm like, so that's what kind of does it for me.
Yeah. I had a reminder this week of how short life is.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that lived down the hall from me, and he's an older dude. He was 80, I think, or in that range. And he had a younger girlfriend a couple of years ago, and he seemed a lot happier. And then one day I saw him and I said, "Hey, where's your lady friend?" He goes, "She's in the net house."
Mm.
And it all kind of fell apart after that when he didn't have her anymore. And
Oh man.
and I saw his stuff today out by the dumpster. That's what happens here. And got people looting through stuff, but it goes to show you we have a short period of time here. And if we can have fun together, and we don't necessarily have to do mind-blowing content, as long as the exchange of energy between all of us is good and we're patient with each other, especially Mr. B with me. If he can be extra patient, I would appreciate that in the future. Think of me as that guy down the hall.
He's not the only one.
Oh, you know what? Tony, and so many times I know has not wanted to get up or do something, but he'll do it.
Right.
He'll do it. He'll be half awake, but he'll do it because he's like, Mike's out there on the raft by himself. So I'm going to go out there and we're going to try to make this entertaining. And today was funny because Solomon was on from Dubai, and it was so effortless, like it is with Tony D.
Your conversation with him, absolutely.
Yeah, it was effortless.
Absolutely.
Like, Brian.
Tony, can you read the comment
Brian's
from
talking to a girl or something. What are you doing?
Oh, that's right. I don't have to stay up and watch late night parents. I should be in bed sleeping.
Back to a message.
Here because you all are a great bunch of knuckleheads to listen to. Fun fact, all about the fun factor. Absolutely appreciate you, Rich.
Can we look up the meaning of knucklehead? I'm just curious. Brian.
Yes.
If anything, unless you weren't listening, if anything I just said, did that
I appreciate you, Mike. I will not throw your stuff out.
Anybody who is in trouble, hasn't been listening, that is an incredibly intelligent answer. The other thing you can always say is, honey, I don't know what I was thinking. I must have been drinking, and I won't do it again. Those all work too.
Not for every woman.
Not for... That's another show.
Oh man,
That's another show, right? And you imagine the women that would come up.
Mm.
That's what Solomon does. He does these topics about relationships between men and women, and it gets crazy. The screaming and the what, like they don't pull punches in Dubai. They just go. Like even I was
That's the Middle East. The Middle East.
I
Is like
was
that.
incredibly uncomfortable.
Traditionalists.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, that's calm. That's nothing." He says, "Wait,
Random Rick, thank you for the like. Appreciate you. Thank you.
So, how can we make this situation for you, Ted, better? What can we do to support you?
Nothing. You guys are doing it. What are you talking about?
Doing it and doing it and doing it well.
Come on.
You see my
All
agent
right.
face.
We are at
I represent
almost the
Queens.
witching hour.
We are
So we
almost
got to
at.
do a round robin.
What does that mean? What's a round robin?
Round robin. Where to find you?
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
I
we
get
gotta
it.
bring this thing
The
to a
last
close.
the final.
I really feel
lap
like I'm
around the
pushing
track.
you in a wheelchair through a garden with these questions.
You will be there. I know you will.
man.
You'll put a little blanket on me with my wheelchair.
I'm
I
getting
know
a
you will.
motorized solar panel wheelchair so I can change gears.
Yo.
Brian, where can we find you?
You can find me on Discord at Thailander713, and you can find me on Snapchat at Amaration Juggernaut.
Mr. B, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on the app formerly known as Twitter. Mr. B. Well, New Year, same B at Mr. B 1986. Check my tweets and retweets. Drop a DM and say something. Whenever you're trying to look for fights on the weekend, I'm on this app called OK Live. It's a confusing app, but it
Very
works.
confusing.
But it works. If you're trying to watch fights and hear my commentary, go ahead. I'll be there whenever fights are going on. I'll be there this weekend for sure for UFC and all that. Yes, indeed.
Mr. Michael Bathurst, where can we find you, sir?
Yes.
In the Palladian star system, when I am flying amongst my fellow angels, you can find me in all the realms that most human beings can't be in. But if you want to see me on platforms, TikTok, I'm on there. I'm also
Children, get this dude,
on
man.
Twitter,
I fought for
YouTube,
this.
and Facebook.
This is my fault. This is my fault. This is my fault.
Tony D,
Uh-huh.
if anyone wants to be able to find you, where can they find you?
I'm gonna go with Linktree at TonyD.original because I'm in an apartment now. I can't scream my normal scream. Check for previous broadcasts of Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com with Ted Hicks. It's midnight. It's actually damn near 1 o'clock, and I got folks on both sides of me. So Linktree, TonyD.original. My Twitter, my Instagram, my Rumble, my Twitch, my YouTube, all of them are on there. Follow me. Follow the fellas. Appreciate all of y'all. Mike, I fought for you to get up here. I hollered about you for a year, but I'll be damned if you ain't making me change my mind with these long ass Voltronic ass questions that you done brought up all damn night. We know what done get up every broadcast last 2 hours. Well, I come on your show for a little bit so we can knock an hour out, but you're gonna make it another hour. But you know what? I'm glad you're around. And I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. I met all these dudes through you. So I do appreciate you no matter what. Seriously. Every time I was up there with you, folks came, everybody started following me from the conversations you and I had. So I'm always going to look forward to it, man. I'm going to message you all the time, but I do thank you, man. Appreciate it. Ted, you too. Jojo, you already know what it is. And Brian, I'm going to need you to get a schedule or stop working so much, but I refuse to tell you not making any money. But damn it, we got shows to do. I'll holler at y'all later.
Right.
And we definitely want to thank everyone that was in the check-in on the chat. Appreciate all of you guys that were there. We will hopefully be back on next week.
Set your alarm, Rich. I know you're going to oversleep now.
So you're going to be at the show though on Sunday.
Yes.
And
we do this at once a week, but we're definitely going to be on Sunday's show. And we're going to talk about the stuff that we talk about, football.
Foosball.
It's getting traction. It's doing well.
Of course.
It's starting to groove.
I said, I will close it out with this. I told Tony he needs to do it all year around and just cycle out different sports. It's fantasy. It's this. It's good talk. I said this thing shouldn't be 20 weeks a year.
He did say that. He did say that.
I love the idea of having other sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and with that, we're out.
I think we could play highlights though of Brian's favorite sport.
End the show because he's gonna keep talking about something else. We holler at y'all next.
Yeah, we're gonna end the show.
We're not doing this slap
mark, and we can talk in the green room.